Science in the Garden. Today, we are going to learn about seeds. Are you ready? Okay, friends, here we are in our garden, and it is time to plant seeds. Do you all know what seeds are? I think you've seen a lot of them before. Do you see these seeds in my hand? These are loofah seeds that we're going to plant in our bean teepee today. Remember our beautiful bean teepee? This is where we'll plant the loofahs and cucumber seeds today so that they can climb to the top.
Here are the loofah seeds, which will grow into loofah plants. And here are the cucumber seeds that will grow into cucumber plants. Both of these plants will cover our bean teepee and grow to the top.
So you all have seen seeds before, and you've probably even planted them. I know you've planted them with me in your garden here at school. But do you know what seeds are? Seeds are just baby plants waiting to happen. But how do they turn into baby plants? What? That's right, we have to put them in the garden, in the soil, to let them grow into plants. And there's a very special word for that process. From when a seed turns into a plant, the word is germination.
Germination.
Can you say germination? One more time. 1, 2, 3. Germination. Very good. You are all so smart. I bet you've heard that word before too, haven't you? That's right. We have said it so many times out here, and I hope you remembered it. Now, we know that these seeds are just baby plants waiting to happen. And to let them grow into baby plants, we have to put them in the soil in our garden beds. Does anybody know one thing a seed needs to become a plant? This is kind of a tricky question because it's different than what plants need to keep growing. Seeds are special little plant babies that only need 2 things to grow or to germinate. The first thing they need is to be kept warm. They need warmth to start to grow. And then there's one more thing they need, and it is the magic ingredient to help a seed germinate and become a plant. Does anybody know what the magic ingredient is? Anybody have a guess? That's right, it's water. Water is the magic ingredient that lets these seeds germinate and turn into baby plants. Today, we are going to make sure these seeds stay warm and get water so they can germinate and turn into plants by planting them in the warm soil here in our garden bed. Are you ready to help me plant them? All right, let's go. The first thing we need to do to plant our seeds is to get out our planting finger. Does everybody have a planting finger? Let me see your planting finger. All right, everybody has a planting finger to use. We're going to use our planting finger to make a nice little space for our seed in the soil in our garden bed. We take our planting finger and we make a little space, not too deep, just about to our first knuckle. And we make a little space for our seed to go into. Next, we put our seed right in its space, and then we have to hide it, cover it up, and push down gently so our seed is hidden in the soil. Now we've used our planting finger to put a hole in the soil, and we put our little seed in the hole and covered it up and tapped down to keep it safe. And now, what do we have to do to let it grow into a seedling? what would be the last step? We put it in the warm soil, and now it needs the other magic ingredient to make it germinate. What's the magic ingredient? Water! Good job! That's right, we have to water our seeds to help them grow. Okay, friends, we've planted our loofah seeds and our cucumber seeds in our bean teepee, and we would like them to do what? What do we hope they're going to do? That's right, we hope they're going to grow into little plants or seedlings. When seeds turn into seedlings, we call it germination. That's right. Germination is when seeds turn into little plants or seedlings. Little baby plants are called seedlings. Would you like to sing a germination song with me? You know, plants love it when you sing to them. Did you know that? They do. They love it. They even grow better when you sing to them. All right, let's sing the germination song. Friends, are you ready to sing the germination song with me? It's so much fun, and plants love it when you sing to them. Did you know that? It's true, they love it. All right, let's sing the germination song. Here we go. Drip, drip, drop, drip, drip, drop. Once it starts, you cannot stop. Germination, germination. Little water here, a little water there. Soon there are roots growing everywhere. Germination, germination. And with the warmth of the sun, look out shoots, here they come. Germination, germination. Drip, drip, drop, drip, drip, drop. Once it starts, you cannot stop. Germination! Yay, that was so good. Thank you for singing along. Friends, we planted so many seeds in the garden today. Would you like to see what they look like?
Loofah seeds, cucumber seeds, parsley seeds, cilantro seeds, lettuce seeds, basil seeds, and carrot seeds.
They all look a little bit different, don't they? But they all have some things in common, or that means that they're the same in some ways. All of the seeds have the same seed parts. Do you know what seed parts are? Should we find out what parts they have? Let's do it. Seeds have 3 very important parts. The first very important seed part is the seed coat. Did you know that seeds wore coats? Do you think they put on coats like we do? Well, sort of, but they're always wearing them. It's on the outside of the seed, and it covers them to protect them from weather that might be really cold. And so they wear it until they are warm and have the magic ingredient of water. And then they let go of their coat so that they can germinate and grow.
Here you can see a bean seed with half of its coat off.
The second seed part is called the cotyledon. Can you say cotyledon? I know it's a very big science word, but it just means food. The seed has food inside of it. Why would it have food? Who does the seed need to feed? It needs to feed itself. That's right, it needs to feed the little baby plant inside of the seed that wants to grow. And that is the third part of the seed. The little baby plant called the embryo. A seed has three very important parts. It has the seed coat to keep it warm and safe until it's ready to germinate or grow. And then it has the cotyledon, which is the food. It has a food supply. And the third important part is the embryo, or the baby plant that will eat up that food and grow. Friends, do you remember the word we use that means when a seed turns into a little baby plant or a seedling? Do you remember? Anybody remember the word? Let's hear it. Germinate, that's right. Would you like to do a germination dance with me? It's so much fun. Are you ready? All right, here we go.
In this dance, we get to pretend to be a little hard seed that grows into a seedling. First, we will be a tiny hard seed in the ground. Then we will puff up after we get wet. Then we put out our first root, and then a shoot that grows up, 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 and sends out 2 leaves.
Now to do the germination dance, first we have to get down and pretend we're a little hard seed in the soil. And now we get watered and we puff up. And then we stick out one root. And we stick up one shoot and grow, grow, grow out of the soil and let our first leaves out. Good job. Can you do it one more time? What's the first step? We act like a tiny little hard seed in the soil. Woo! And then we get watered and we puff up. And then we stick one root out. And we push up our shoot and we grow, grow, grow and stick out our first leaves. Oh, good job growing from a seed to a seedling. Nice work. Now that the seeds have germinated and grown into little plants or seedlings, we need to make sure we give them everything they need. So what are some of the things you think plants need as they grow? Well, let's see. Remember, they're in the soil. That's right. They need to be planted in the soil. And they need to be somewhere where they can see the sun. That's right. They need the sun. And let's see. Do plants breathe? They do. They breathe and they need air. So we talked about soil, sun, air, water. That's right. They need water. And let's see. Do you know what else they need? They need space. These little seedlings are going to get very, very big, and they don't want to be crowded next to each other like they are in this little planting tray. They need more space. And let's see, what's another thing they need? Time. Time is a good thing to give your plant. It's not going to grow super fast. It needs time to grow. And these little tomato plants will grow tomatoes on them. So it's going to take them a while to store all of that energy and grow so big that they can grow yummy tomatoes for you to eat. Is there one other thing your plant needs? It's something only you can give it. Love. You have to give your plants love so that they'll grow. Now, friends, do you remember when we learned about the 3 important parts of a seed? The seed coat to keep it safe. The cotyledon, or the food for the baby plant. And the embryo, or the baby plant inside of the seed. Well, seedlings, or baby plants, also have very important plant parts. Do you know what some of them are? Should we learn about them? Great! Let's learn about plant parts. Plants have very important parts. One of the important parts are the roots. Those are the parts that grow down in the soil and are sort of like straws to suck up all the water that the plant needs to grow. And then there's a part of the plant that holds it up. That's the stem. That's right, the stem holds the plant up. And then what grows from the stem? Leaves. Very good. The leaves grow from the stem. And the leaves gather energy for the plant to grow. That's right, those are very important parts of a plant. Now, without all of those parts, it would be very hard for a plant to make its own food. Does a plant go to the grocery store to get food? No, it does not. It uses its plant parts to gather energy and water and all the nutrients it needs to stir up the ingredients to its favorite meals. Friends, now I have a little baby plant called a seedling that needs to be planted in the ground. Now, where did the seedling come from? That's right, it came from a seed, and that seed did what? That's right, it germinated and turned into a seedling or a baby plant. And now this plant needs to go into the ground. But you'll remember that there were special parts of the seed that we learned about, and now seedlings have special parts too. Do you want to see the special parts? Well, let's see if we can look at this baby plant and identify the different parts of a seedling. What do you think is down here in the soil? That's right, the part called the roots. And if I just wiggle this soil off a little bit, look at that. Can you see those roots, all of those white stringy parts? Those are the roots of the plant. And remember what the roots do for the plant? Yes, they act like straws and they suck up the water from the soil. And that water has lots and lots of nutrients in it, or food and vitamins, to feed the plant. Now, what part is this? That's right, it's the stem. And what does the stem do for the plant? It holds it up so it can see the sun. That's right. It needs to gather energy from the sun to feed itself. Oh, and it holds these parts. What is this? What are these green things growing off of the stem? Leaves. Very good. You are all so smart. The leaves have to be held up to look at the sun so they can gather the energy to mix up with the water, and then the plant makes its own food. There's a really big science word that means how a plant makes its own food. And you all are so smart that I bet you might even already know it. And even if you don't, I bet you can say it. Are you ready? The word is photosynthesis. Can you say photosynthesis? Let me hear. Very good. Photosynthesis. Here I go, planting the tomato seedling. I'm going to dig a hole down in the soil, and in goes the tomato plant. And then I'm going to tuck it in, and the soil can go all the way up to its leaves. And then I pat it in. Oh my goodness, this tomato plant is going to be so happy. Friends, thank you so much for coming to science today. We did such a great job planting seeds and seedlings. The garden's going to be amazing this summer with plants that are going to give us yummy things to eat, like cucumbers and peppers and tomatoes and herbs like cilantro and basil and lots of parsley. Wow, you did such a great job. I can't wait for us all to be here together again. But for today, that's it for science, friends. I will see you next time.
This video is brought to you by Growth Through Gardening, cultivating and enriching lives through customized horticultural services and programming.